All right, so we're going to look at LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier and look at some of his best throws from LSU's win against Ole Miss. We got like 8 or 9 clips I want to look at because there's some really nice throws despite him not playing a quote-unquote good game in his exact words, right? He did not feel like he played a good game, but still had some really nice throws. So let's look at 8 or 9 clips. And before we do, let's talk about his performance actually for like 1 or 2 minutes, because performances like these I think are my favorite type of performances, where you struggle, where you're off, or you make mistakes, but you find a way to bounce back. I think it shows not just, 1, the resiliency, but 2, like the leadership that the team has for you. So these type of games are my favorite type of games from the quarterbacks, right? Like if you would have said, okay, Nuss is going to throw 2 picks, he's going to have a completion percentage of 43, you would have been like, okay, no way we win the game, right? If you're an LSU fan. But he had 2 interceptions. He did have a completion percentage of 43% and still found a way to bounce back. I think this is what makes really good quarterbacks, having these type of games, but then having timely plays as well. So let's go ahead and look at 8 or 9 of these plays. The first 4 or 5 are going to be that last drive that tied the game, and we're going to have the game-winning touchdown as well. And then we'll look at a few clips from the first half as well. It is broadcast footage, so I do have to slow it down. I do apologize. Excuse me. So it is slowing down, but does a good job getting the point across. This is a 4th and 5, the game-tying touchdown. You can see Ole Miss only brings 3, and the O-line protection the entire night was pretty phenomenal, right, against a good D-line from Ole Miss. But 4th and 5, delivers an NFL-type throw for a touchdown to Anderson here. So, 1, obviously a clutch throw, but 2, excuse me, middle of the field is where they want. It's not bad coverage by any means. It takes a really good throw that Nuss is able to make. And the impressive part of Nuss's game last night, again, we talked about he was off the whole game. He was like 22 of 50-something, right? But the throws he made were big timely throws. That the throw we just watched that tied the game. This throw that won the game. This is an overtime. This is to Lacey here, right? And just gives your guy a chance. Like, my guy is better than yours. It looked like pre-snap he already made up his mind he was going to give his guy a chance to win. Ole Miss only brings, 4, right? Yeah, they bring 4. O-line does a good job picking it up, and he just gives Lacey a shot. Let me move myself over here. And these type of throws where the balls were thrown 20 yards or more in the air, Nuss was 4-16, right? So he had 16 attempts and only completed 4 of these throws, but they were timely throws. Great job, great catch. When Lacey had that injury to the knee, the hyperextended injury to the knee, it looked way worse than I guess it actually was. So to come back, I think, was this Lacey's only catch in the second half? I may be wrong here, but I did have Lacey 5.5 over catches. He only had 5. I think he had 4 in the first half. So this may have been Lacey's only catch. LSU fans, y'all can correct me in the tailgate, or not the tailgate, excuse me. I got that from watching the cover 3, but y'all can correct me, excuse me, in the comments if he had more catches than that. Okay, so here, this is the game-tying drive. This is a few throws prior to the touchdown here, and this was a 3rd and 10. This was that throw to Mason Taylor that looked like it was a touchdown. It was not, because he was down. Let me move myself. But again, one of the best plays of the game, and something Nuss did really well last night was, I know the O-line did great, but he did a good job buying time with his legs still. And this was obviously him scrambling, throwing a throw across his body. But he did a really good job with his legs and buying time, moving in the pocket, which we're going to see more throws like Nuss doing that in a second. Let's go ahead and rewind it back for a little bit, because he does escape. This is Ole Miss. They bring 5, and they didn't bring a ton of extra pressure, right? You saw them try to get pressure with 3 or 4 guys, and they would, blitz, strategically. But they brought 5 here. Nuss escapes, gets his eyes downfield, has a huge play. Like, these few plays here led to the touchdown. Like, there's some really just clutch plays on this final drive from Garrett Nussmeier. And I think I only have 8 or 9 clips that we're going to watch, but there are more bigger throws than that Nuss had. All right, so this next clip coming up, this is this was a 3rd down. This right here is going to be to Mason Taylor again. This is a 4th and 5. This is to keep the drive alive, right? I'm not mistaken here, right? Yeah, this is a 4th and 5. So again, Ole Miss only brings 3. They're spying Garrett Nussmeier. He buys time. This is what I mean. He just buys time a little bit. Throws a nice ball on 4th and 5 to Mason Taylor to keep the drive alive. So it was after this play. I don't know if it was the play after this play, or let's go back and watch it, or if it was a few plays later that Nuss had that good scramble to Mason Taylor. But a huge throw here. Without this throw, the drive ends, right? So again, 4th and 5. Great job of the O-line. Buys time. Lets his guy get open. Throws it for a nice first down there. Then we have the big plays come up. So next play, let's see. Okay, so he's out of – okay, here we go. So we got Nussmeier. This is Nuss going through progressions. This is Ole Miss bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's call it 6. So it's a spy, but there are only 5 defenders. So it kind of does the same effect as far as what's going on in the passing lanes. So they only bring 6, a little delayed blitz / spy. Nuss does a good job going through progression, so it's a great ball to Anderson here. I believe this was the final drive as well. Oops, sorry, I moved the screen out of position. I believe this was the final drive as well, but what I like about Nuss here is they do bring pressure. It's a great job of the offensive line picking it up. He goes through progressions and finds Anderson going across the field. Really nice catch by Anderson, too. Talk about a great game, and Anderson really stepping up, especially if you're an LSU fan, right? So these plays, again, so far, these were all plays. We're going to pause real quick. These were plays that happened on that final drive that led to LSU tying the game. And like we talked about, the game wasn't great overall by Nuss, but it was timely throws. That was the biggest thing, timely throws. Whenever they did complete, whenever they did have a connection, there were big time plays that really mattered. Okay, let's go ahead and watch a few more clips. I believe this was the first, this was part of the first scoring drive from LSU and Nuss. They just bring 3, goes through progressions. Go through progressions. This is awesome. I don't think Ole Miss had a single sack. Did I read that right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but goes through progressions and hits his guy middle of the field. I believe it's Lacey here. Yeah, Kyron Lacey hits his guy middle of the field, able to get upfield for first down. Again, I believe this was the drive that they got their first scoring drive on. This was a 3rd and 13. He had several 3rd and 13s that he converted on. I think this was a 3rd and 13 too, actually, where he scrambles with his legs. So again, Ole Miss is coming. They get a little pressure. Nuss is able to use his legs to buy some time. We're going to see him throw across the middle of the field again. So Nuss buying time and throwing on the run. That was one of the keys we talked about, was Nuss using his legs, improvising. In the pregame videos, we talked about Nuss having to buy some time with his legs, and he did, right? Great job. Number 0, I forget his name. LSU fans, let me know his name in the comments if you don't mind. Again, we do a lot of SEC quarterback content and quarterback breakdowns, so we don't have all the names memorized. I do apologize. Okay, this was one of my favorite throws here. So this was not they didn't score in this drive, but this was, the first few drives of the game, they really struggled. So this drive, they actually found some momentum. They found some positive plays, and this was a good throw from Nuss to Lacey, middle of the field, in their own end zone, right? So again, good timely throw, pushing the ball downfield from your own end zone, barely gets over the DB, hits Lacey in stride, get upfield, ends up being a really big play. Their probably biggest play so far at this point of the game. This is I think, end of the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken, right? Okay, so we'll go ahead and move it on. I think we got 1 or 2 more clips that we want to watch here. We got like 2 more clips actually, and this is a drive from LSU. It's the second quarter. This is their first scoring drive where they get 7 here. We're going to see a little quick play action. Gets defenders slightly out of position. Man covers down here on Mason Taylor. But notice Nussmeier moving in the pocket. Something we talked about. Yeah, it was great blocking, but the way he could move in the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, this was a hell of an impressive throw to Lacey here. They end up scoring, I think the next clip actually, one of the next plays they have that play action or the RPO touchdown. But let's watch this one more time. So I really like how he maneuvers in the pocket. So again, it's a good job by the offensive line, keeping him protected, but he maneuvers in the pocket, his eyes downfield, and able to throw somewhat off balance, right? Nice little side armish delivery. Pretty good coverage, but hits Lacey in stride, able to get up field here. Ends up being a big play. And again, this was the drive that led to their first touchdown of the game. Let's go ahead and watch one more clip. Oh, that was it. That was the last clip. Okay, so I didn't put the first touchdown throw. Let me go back and just let it play a little bit. But overall, Garrett Nussmeier, probably my favorite performance of his career so far, just from the simple fact you start slow. We talked about, hey, you have to have a fast start. When you start slow, you get down 10-0. You had to make some really big plays when you weren't on, right? When you were just off. You had an off game. Your own line did great. You had good receivers around you making plays. Now, there were some drops, but you were just off, but you found a way to win. You had several big-time plays, and you just found a way to win. So being able to bounce back, being able to make incredible throws whenever you're not in rhythm, and find a way is kind of like one of the top characteristics of a good quarterback. So LSU fans, let me know your thoughts of Nussmeier's performance in the comments below. Again, I think it was good to have this game, so now you can move forward and prep. You got Arkansas coming up, I believe, which we'll put out a Nussmeier video, and we'll put out a Arkansas QB video as well this week. But LSU fans, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel if you like this type of content. It does help us grow. And again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below of your favorite throws of Nuss and just the overall performance from Nussmeier. Keep following us along. We'll be putting out more Nussmeier content and film breakdowns. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.